Drunk rock stars raise me, problems entertain me. I ain't never take nobody serious since they face me. Girls on 8th Street tryna get it Swayze. Time to walk on like.
Welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Fanny Pack Swag, and today I want to be going over economy. It's important for you to understand the economy of both your own team and the enemy team, and being able to predict the economy of both your own and the enemy team's economy. Like those are very important principal concepts. They're fundamental to being able to play Counter-Strike intelligently. Right. So being able to predict the enemy team's economy looks at things like how many people stayed alive in the past round, how many rounds did they win or did they lose consecutively, what kind of weapons were they using last round. Like, communicate with your teammates, ask your other teammates how many people had like a rifle or a pistol. Like, let's say that you were watching a specific area and you killed one guy who had a pistol. You might want to ask the rest of your team what they saw. Did the other 4 people have rifles? You don't know. That one person might have just had a deagle because they couldn't buy, but the rest of the team could buy. So being able to communicate like that is important. Asking yourself questions like, if you have been losing a lot of rounds consecutively, have the rounds been close rounds, or have they pretty much just been running you guys over? Right? So asking yourself, saying, look, they won 3 rounds in a row, and the economy of a team that wins 3 rounds in a row and has 5 people alive versus the team that wins 3 rounds in a row but every single one of them were 1v1s or 2v1s and they only had 1 or 2 people surviving, those economies are going to be very different because the people do not have to rebuy into the round. All they really have to buy is their utility, which is, you know, $1,500–$1,600 usually, if that. You know, you don't even know if they used all their utility. They might not have to buy anything. So looking at factors like that. Now, economy does increase incrementally with the amount of consecutive rounds that you lose in a row. So the first round that you lose, knowing how much money you're going to get in rounds in given situations is important to being able to predict how much money that your team or the enemy team is going to have overall. Obviously, you're going to know exactly in a given amount of time how much money your team is going to have, whereas you won't know for certain or for sure how much money the enemy team is going to have. And let me just say that you can keep these things in mind, and it helps to be a little bit good at math when you're trying to predict these things. If you're naturally good at math, I think you're naturally going to pick up on this the more and more that you play. Obviously, it helps to pay attention to these factors early on so that you pick it up quicker, but don't feel discouraged if you can't really predict the enemy team's economy exactly every single time, especially when Valve is making economy changes, and the way that money is dispersed and the timing that money is dispersed. Like, a lot of those things have changed over the years, so don't feel bad if you can't do it. It's just one of those things that each of us has to deal with, but do your best to predict. Anything can help, and it's gonna do its best to be able to help you going forward. But excluding the pistol round, the first round that you lose, you will be given $1,400. After that, 19. After that, 24, 29, 3,400. It caps out at 3,400 max. That you will gain from losing rounds consecutively. Now, here's the kicker. On the pistol skips the $1,400, goes straight to the $1,900. So right off the bat, you don't have to worry about that $1,400 number at all. Just assume that, and that's without bomb plant, anything like that. Just assume that the other team has guaranteed $1,900 per person plus $300 per kill, right? You can predict the amount of money that way, unless they were using a really funky special gun. But typically, standard $300 per kill. These are variables that you want to consider. The round after that, if they lose again, they will gain $2,400. If they lose again, they will gain $2,900. Now let's say that they win a round. Their loss bonus takes one round down. So if they were to lose again, they're not reset back to the beginning, but they only won one round before they lost another round. So they're pretty much in the same spot as they were before in terms of loss bonus, so they're not getting completely reset. It's a little bit harder to predict when you're looking at this system, in my opinion. It's harder for me to predict the economy now that they've made these changes, as opposed to whenever teams would be hard reset. It was easier to keep up with things. But if you hit the tab button, you will be able to see what stage a team is in for their loss bonus, and you'll be able to figure out how much money that they're going to get from loss bonus. You'll be able to figure that out, so that makes it a little bit easier. If you hit tab and you look at the right hand side of the screen, you just take those numbers that I told you. You can try and make some guesses and some predictions as to what the economy is going to be in the future for the other team. Bomb plant does give you, or does give the terrorist team, $800 extra, and if they win by blowing up the bomb, they get $3,500 instead of $3,200. Same thing with CTs. If you win by defusing the bomb, you get $3,500 instead of $3,200, and that's typically because if you have to defuse the bomb, there's not going to be as many CTs up. More people are going to die on bomb plants that need to be defused typically and given standard rounds, and I think that's why Valve does that, for people to be able to buy back into the rounds. And it also helps to understand your own economy and how much money you're going to get in the next round, so that you're not forcing and that you're not wasting all of your money. You want to be buying as a cohesive unit with your team. You all want to be buying as much armor, weapons, utility that you can at the same time, so that you can coordinate your power. You can coordinate your resources, because that's exactly what money is in CSGO, is resources, and you want to be using that in a team style, in a team play, because this is 100% a team game. There's very little individual impact, in my opinion, without actual team play. There's very little that one person can do in this game if the other 4 people aren't doing absolutely anything at all, no matter how good that person is, right? Unless things are uneven both ways. But that's these are my thoughts on economy. These are just kind of some tips that I have for economy. I don't want to break down the numbers and go into each little piece bit by bit, because a lot of that will come to you just naturally over time as you're playing the game going forward in the future. So thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead and drop a like, subscription if you enjoyed the video. Drop in the comments what you would like to see me do in the future. That's actually why I did this video. I had somebody in the comments that wanted to see economy, and I knew economy was coming up soon, so I brought this up to the front. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for dropping by.
Fuck you, pay me, too gone lately. Got a pretty face though, rockin' with the best, now she wrapped around my waist though. Ooh, you bought a lot of clothes, baby, let me take those. Tryna get it like pop, pop out the gate though. This ain't Hollywood, girl, why you actin' stupid? Fuck the camera, she back there to it, and I'm on walk through it. Baby, show her how you do it, ayy. Fuck the camera, she back there to it.